Hi everyone, I am Rajvinder Singh and in this video I am going to talk about computer not booting, its causes and solutions. So the first thing first, what we are going to cover in this video is as follows. Objective. We will talk about the purpose of this video and what it's made for. The second thing we are going to cover is causes. The third thing is warning. And the last thing we are going to cover in this video is the solution to the given problem. Moving the first thing is objective. Many users face this issue when their computer doesn't start or they are unable to get their PC booted. There could be numerous reasons for that. So this slideshow will discuss the problem, their causes, and some possible solutions to make sure that the user is able to get their PC booted and they can troubleshoot their PC on their own. Moving on to the main thing, we are going to talk about the causes of the computer that is unable to boot. So the first thing is loose electrical connections. Loose electrical connections could be the primary reasons that why many users are unable to get their PC booted. The second thing is power supply failure. The third cause is hardware or internal components that fail. And the last thing is the operating system failure added on. So moving out to the causes in brief, first of all we are going to talk about the loose electrical connections. Loose electrical connections is recognized as the first and the most common cause for a PC that fails to boot. In case of computers, it could be possible that the DC power cord is not correctly plugged, and in case of laptops or portable notebooks, it could be possible that there is some kind of problem with the charging adapter or the board itself. Coming to the next primary cause, it is power supply failure. Inadequate power supply refers to the stage where the PC is not getting enough power and it fails to start. Some common symptoms are fluctuating screen, PC initially booting and then turning off, and some many more. So some common causes for power supply failure could be the power supply unit of the desktop computer is damaged. It could be due to some sudden electric voltage rise or any other general thing. The second thing in case of laptop computers is that their battery could not be correctly placed or the battery is draining the power too quickly. So it does mean the laptop is not getting enough power and it completely fails to boot. Coming to the third main cause, it is hardware and components failure. Although this cause is among one of the rarest cause for a failed PC boot, but it could lead to a complete death of the computer. Failure of even one single small component can lead to this problem. Some of the most common examples include the failure in the hard drive, failure in the RAM, or failure of the graphics card. In fact, this cause is referred to as the complete death of the computer as it interferes with the motherboard and replacing that could cost you too much. So coming to the first cause is overheating. Overheating caused due to the absence of cooling inside the shell can fail basic modules or driver and hence can cause a failed PC boot. The second cause is physical or water damage. Both of these damages can void the inner components as they interfere with the circuit and hence can cause a complete failed start. The fourth and the last primary cause in this video is operating system failure. It is a rare problem where the software gets corrupted. The computer actually boots, but the user is not able to use the operating system interface or unable to get through the complete windows. Some causes for the operating system failure includes infestation of a malicious software on the operating system. This type of software or viruses could get installed on your computer accidentally or without the user's knowledge. Or the second cause is the hard disk is unable to store data and it starts failing. In most cases, This can happen because either the hard drive is either the hard drive is complete or full, or it's getting a bit old. Before we move on to the solutions, it is very important that the user who is working on the computer follows some safety steps and working measures. Whenever you work on the inside components, it is very necessary that you follow these simple principles. Always remove the power cables in case of a computer desktop prior to working, or in case of laptops, it is mandatory to make sure that you remove the battery before working. Secondly, hold the power key for at least 5 seconds to drain any available small amount of current from the PC shell. Third, always carry the user manual of the particular device you are working on so that in case of any misunderstanding, you refer to the working manual. Coming to the solutions, we are going to talk about each problem briefly. All problems require different approach for their solutions. Solving the first problem, it is loose electrical connections. How can you determine this problem? Simply, if you feel that the LED power indicator lights are off and the initial boot sound is absent, it is most probably the case related to loose electrical connections. You can simply solve this problem by making sure that the cables are properly connected in desktop computer, or in case of laptops, you just need to make sure that the battery is properly seated or properly connected. Coming to the second solution, it is solving power supply failure issues. To determine this problem, it is simple that if you have seen that the computer is not working and have made sure that all the connections are fine and wired connections are fine, it is most likely the case that there is problem with your power supply unit in case of desktop computers or battery in case of laptops. The solution to this problem is quite simple. You just need to replace the damaged parts with new one, which is power supply unit in case of computers and a new battery in case of laptops. Coming to the third solution, it is solving components and hardware issues. The key to determine the problem is simple. If you have seen that the computer's LED light is on and the computer is sounding good and working fine, but there is nothing coming up on the display, it is probably the case related to bad components or a hardware issue. The key to solve the problem is simple. There is some kind of problem with the memory module or driver inside the shell, so you cannot see it. You just need to open the case and search for the problem. In most cases, the user will not find the root causing elements, so you might need to take the PC to a technician and get it fixed with a new driver or new component. Moving on to the last solution, it is solving operating system issues. How to determine if you have seen that everything's working fine and there is an error message on the display, it does mean that there is some kind of problem with the operating system itself. The solution to this problem is, if there is a message on the screen coming and you don't know the meaning, it's better you take the PC to a certified user or a technician who can get it fixed for you. Or in another case, if you don't care about the data, you might boot the PC with the new Windows by using an ISO file, which in fact will remove all the data from the PC and get you a new working PC with all the data resetted. So that was all for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.